Let me ask you a question. If I said, how are you planning to add 20 new patients next month? Would you have a specific answer? Or would you say something like, well, we're hoping our referrals keep coming in, or we posted on social media a few times? If that's your answer, you don't have a growth plan. You have a hope plan, and hope is not a strategy. Here's what I see all the time. A skilled doctor with a strong reputation, great outcomes, and patients love them, but they still have gaps in the schedule. Why? Because no one is actively building a patient acquisition machine. They're waiting for growth to happen instead of engineering it. The mindset shift is moving from I hope more patients come in to we have a repeatable process for creating demand, capturing leads, and booking appointments, and we measure it every week. That's why at Practice Scale, the very first thing we do is we build that measurement layer. Before we run a single ad, we set up the CRM, the pipeline, the tracking, so you can see exactly how many leads came in, how many booked, how many showed up, and how many converted. Because once you can see the numbers, you can fix the numbers. But if you can't see them, you're just guessing. And this is where AI becomes your unfair advantage. I use an AI coworker called Victor, an AI agent that acts as my executive assistant. Every single morning at 7 a.m., Victor scans my email inbox, categorizes everything by priority, clinic, operations, insurance off, patient scheduling, finances, marketing, and sends me a summary. Before I've had my coffee, I know exactly what needs my attention. Then at 6:30 a.m. on weekdays, Victor pulls my patient schedule directly from our EMR system and sends me a full briefing every appointment across all 5 offices, organized by location and provider. Unconfirmed appointments are flagged, scheduling conflicts are highlighted, yesterday's no-shows are listed. That's not hoping for growth, that's engineering it. You know exactly what's happening in your practice before you walk through the door. 2 is marketing. Your practice is not creating enough trust to the appointment. Here's something most practices owners don't realize. Patients don't book because your clinic exists. They book because they trust you, and trust has to be built before they ever pick up the phone. Think about how a patient finds you. Maybe they have leg pain. They Google varicose vein treatment near me. Your website shows up. They click, they look around for 30 seconds, and then what? If all they see is a generic website with stock photos and a contact us form, they're going to just hit back the button and look at the next result. But what if before they ever found your website, they saw a short video on Instagram where you explained varicose veins in plain language, 5th grade level? What if they saw a patient testimonial? What if they saw a behind the scenes look at your clinic? Now, when they Google you, they think, oh, I've seen this doctor, I trust them, and they book. That's the difference between marketing that works and marketing that wastes money. It's not about being everywhere. It's about building trust across multiple touch points: content, search, social, and retargeting. And here's the part that makes this scalable. Inside Practice Scale, we use Ask AI Future to help create the marketing infrastructure in minutes. Watch this. I type into Ask AI, create an email template for new leads who fill out consultation form, include a welcome message, what to expect at their first visit, and 3 reasons to choose our practice. And Ask AI generates the email, not a generic template, an actual email based on how the CRM works, ready to plug into an automation. You can review it, edit it, and it's live. Then I say create a nurture campaign that sends this email immediately after a form submission. follows up with a text in 2 hours, and send a patient educational email the next day, and a final booking reminder on day 3. Ask AI just tells you how it actually builds the campaign inside your CRM. It tags, it triggers, it sends all the messages, all of it. Now combine that with what Victor does on the analytics side. My autonomous AI agent runs a weekly marketing dashboard for me by lead volume, by source, by booking rate, by location, by no-show rate, conversion to procedure, all automated, all delivered to me in Slack every Monday morning. One week, Victor flagged that our PAD leads, peripheral arterial disease, had a 0% conversion to procedure. We had 377 leads and not a single procedure. That's a trust problem in the marketing. Those patients weren't being educated enough before the consultation. We never would have spotted that pattern without AI analyzing the data across all locations. Number 3, management. This is a silent killer of private practices. You can have beautiful marketing, great content, solid ads, and still not grow because your leads are slipping through the cracks. Let me tell you a story. A patient calls our office at 4:45 p.m. Your front desk is busy checking out the last patient. The phone rings 3 times and goes to voicemail. That patient doesn't leave a message. They call the next clinic on Google. That clinic answers, that clinic gets the patient. That's not a marketing failure. That's a management failure. Now multiply that 5 or 10 times a day across multiple locations, and you start to see how much revenue is walking out the door. This is exactly what Practice Scale solves. When a call is missed, the system sends an automatic text back within seconds. Hey, sorry we missed your call. How can we help? That text starts a conversation, and many times the patient responds and books right there over text. When a form is submitted, the system doesn't wait for staff to notice. It sends a confirmation text immediately, starts a nurture sequence, and alerts your team when patients no-shows. The system doesn't just forget about them. A recovery workflow triggers, a text goes out, an email follows, and the patient gets re-engaged. And with Ask AI, you can build all of this by just describing what you want. Say, build a missed call text back workflow that sends a text within 1 minute, follows up 4 hours later if no response, and creates a task for the front desk to call the next morning. Ask AI builds it, you review it, done. On my side, my autonomous AI agent, they'll also act as my chief operating officer. Every Monday, I get a full EMR operations report, appointment volumes by office, completion rates, cancellation and no-show rates, provider utilization, week over week comparisons. Then separately, my AI agent cross-references that EMR no-shows against our CRM data to show me which marketing campaigns are producing the most no-shows. Because it's not enough to know you had 30 no-shows last week. You need to know where those no-shows came from, which office they were at, and whether the follow-up workflows were actually fired. One thing Victor found was that 2 out of our 5 offices had a 50% no-show rate. That was my Winter Garden and Winter Haven offices. The other offices were running closer to 15%. That's a massive difference. And it pointed to a management problem at those specific locations, not a marketing problem. Across the whole practice, without AI analyzing data across systems, you will never connect those dots. 4, money. Here's a question that trips up almost every practice owner I talk to. What is your cost per booked appointment? Not cost per lead, cost per booked appointment. The patient who actually shows up and sits in your chair. Most clinics have no idea. Spent $3,000 on Google Ads last month. They know they got some leads, but they can't tell you how many of those leads actually booked or showed up and generated revenue. And if you don't know that number, you can't scale confidently. You might cut a campaign that's actually profitable because it looks expensive, or you might keep spending on campaigns that generates cheap leads that never convert. This is why my AI agent also acts as my CFO. He connects to QuickBooks and our EMR and builds a financial reporting that ties marketing spend to actual revenue by location, revenue by procedure type and cost trends, accounts receivable, and also aging. But the most powerful thing is that when you combine that financial data with marketing data, because now you can say Google Ads at our Oviedo location produced 40 booked patients last month. 35 showed up, they generated 105,000 in procedures, and we spent 4,000 on ad. That's a 26x return. That's a completely different conversation than we spent 4,000 on ads and no idea what was going on. And inside Practice Scale, the CRM tracks every lead from first touch to booked appointment, so you can see the full journey, which ad they clicked, which page they landed on, and when they submitted the form, how fast your team responded, whether they booked or whether they showed up. That's how you turn marketing from an expense into an investment with measurable returns. If you want more breakdowns like this on clinic growth, AI, ads, and patient acquisition systems, hit the subscribe button. I'm covering the full process step by step. I also drop free resources below for clinic owners who want more practical ideas on getting more patients without relying only on referrals. The reason most private practices stay stuck is not because the doctor isn't good enough. It's because the growth system is incomplete. You might have a great product and no marketing system. You might have great marketing and terrible follow-up. You might have great follow-up and no idea whether it's actually profitable. All four pieces, mindset, marketing, management, and money, have to work together. And in clinics that figure that out are the ones that grow. If you want help building that system with AI content, paid ads, CRM, automation, and AI agents, check out Practice Scale. The link is in the description, and watch the previous video, 4 ways to get more patients in 30 days. It will show you the fastest places to focus on if you want to start creating more patient opportunities right away.